Hi, I've been getting some requests on how to make a G1 style Devastator out of two of these Kre-O sets, and I figured I'd do a little bit of a guide video. I can't do a step-by-step instruction one because there's 1,000 pieces in the two sets combined, and well, doing a step-by-step thing would be just quite overwhelming. So I'm going to do this instead. Hopefully this will guide people on how to, figure things out on their own, and well, let's get started. Okay, first we're going to start with Mixmaster. Here he is. Here he is. Okay, from the side. Here's his front. Here's the undercarriage right here, and the back. The back. Okay. This barrel right here is held together with this one of these pegs. Without that, these will be really floppy. So make sure you do that. Okay. The basic idea is you want to start with this ball joint connected with this another ball joint, so you can have a flex. And once you get that flex, you can make a foot. That would be Devastator's foot. Now, one of the key things you have to do is make sure that you put these little heel spurs in. Otherwise, Devastator's just going to be, well, he's going to be back heavy and he's going to fall on his back. Okay. One thing other to note is these pieces here, these pieces right here are popperific. They constantly pop off, so unless you redesign this, they're going to be popping off, like here. Second we have is Scrapper. Here he is, right here from the side. Here he is from the top. Here's his undercarriage, right here. Oops. And his rear. Pretty much the same deal with him in Mixmaster. Make a ball joint so you can make a leg like this. Make sure you make a heel spur, and once you have that heel spur, he'll be able to stand. Okay, next up we have is a Bone Crusher. Here he is. Back. His undercarriage. His front. And the top. Okay, he's pretty simple to make. First off, you start off with these two pieces right here, these two red pieces that you get in the set. And then on top of that, you just put, there is these two U-shaped pieces right here. Two of these U-shaped pieces, right? You can see the shape right here. You put two of those together, you form the width of this. And then you put that on top of these red ones, and you have the treads. And then, you can just sort of wing it and build the cab and everything else on top of that. Okay, next up we have is Scavenger. Here he is from the side view. Here he is from the undercarriage. Here he is from the front view. And you have a picture of his bum. Okay, he's pretty straightforward. He starts off with these two red pieces right here that you find in the set. And then you on top of that, you put one of these big green pieces on top, and then you're off to the races, and you should be able to put something together like that. It's pretty straightforward. You can probably tell from all the parts that I'm showing you right here, and that's it. Next up we have is Hook, and here he is from the side view. Notice the two ball joints right here. They are for connecting Devastator's arms. Okay. Here's the front view. You can see that they kind of stick out a bit. That's kind of unavoidable. You might be able to figure out something better to do, but if these are too far in, the arms don't, they don't have very much articulation. Here he is from the other side, and here he is from the front, and the very ugly undercarriage, and his rear. Okay. One of the tricks here is, if you notice this red piece right here, it is the actual swivel for when you transform it into the torso of Devastator. The trick is from this connector, it connects to this one for truck mode, and then when it folds over, there's a connector here and here that holds it together for torso. Okay. Another thing to sort of notice is, of course, this is Devastator's head right here. it's connected by those same sort of like swivel joints that you have, and you just put it there, and well, I don't know, it's sort of there. Yeah, but he's on a swivel joint, and he swivels out and he just kind of floats there. Otherwise, that's pretty much, those are the sort of like keys that you need to know to put this together. Everything else, you can just do whatever the hell you want. Next up we have is long haul. He was one of the most difficult ones to put together, and he is also the one that sort of looks the most ugly. If you look right here, yep, that's a dump truck. Use your imagination. It's a dump truck. Trust me. Yep, that's the top. There's that. Oops, pop that off. This comes off for transformation. Here's the undercarriage and the butt. Okay, I'm going to show you pieces that pop off for transformation are right here. I pull off the sides right here. Sides right here. This will form the chest piece for Devastator. If you look down here, I'll point out. See, this is Devastator's thigh, right? I use two ball joints right here. This right here. This is one solid piece. This is one locked in straight, so it doesn't flex. And then if you notice right here, I have something that flexes, so it allows the thigh just a little bit of movement. It's not terrible, huge amount, but it's enough to give it like a more natural and less stiff pose. Now, if you notice down here, right? You see this black plate right here? That is the key to sort of like holding this whole hip assembly together. It's this hip assembly is constructed with two of these U-shaped pieces, the same pieces I used to make Bone Crusher, right? And there's one right here, and then there's one up right here. I'll pull this right off right here. If you don't have this on, like attached like this, using, what will happen is the weight of the figure will torque all this, and it will just topple the two pieces. It'll separate right here. It'll just separate, right? So when you have this piece attached right here, what it does is it puts downward pressure, so it compresses these two parts together. So even when there's force pulling it this way, it's kind of pushing it to keeping it together. So yeah, that is one key that you that needs to be there. Otherwise, everything just sort of falls apart. If you notice right here, this turns into the hip assembly right here. So that is constructed using ball joints. There's a ball joint slat right here, one here, and right here. So it's composed of three. Okay. So then, yeah, right here, I'll start the sort of transformation process. Well, these pieces pop off. Yeah, this is long haul's a bit parts for me, but yeah, it's the only way I could do it to make things work. But I don't know. I think the end results are worth that little bit of sacrifice or whatever. Pull these off. This is going to be part of the chest plate right here. Okay. So right here. Okay. So now, in order to turn long haul into Devastator's waist, obviously this flops over, and there's his waist. I lock his waist in place with this little piece I popped off right here. I just put it right here. Yes, Devastator has now has 4 balls, and then lock it into place right here. So now that makes it solid. You'll notice that right here, notice that is floating. There is not connected at all. The actual connections that hold it into place is this ball joint right here, and the two right here. That's what locks the upper part of the sort of like the truck cab to the bottom part waist. Next we have is these 3 arms right here. This is what